Okay, we're here. We're live. I want to thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button so that this notification goes out to everyone via the YouTube algorithm. So YouTube understands and picks up that hey, people are interested in this live stream and they want and they should excuse me. People are interested in this live stream and that it should go out to others. Also, if you haven't already, share this video out on your social media platforms. And also, please hit the subscribe button if you are new to this channel and hit the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. Now, if you can all see and hear me clearly, please do me a favor and drop a 1 in the live chat. If you can see and hear me clearly, please drop a 1 in the live chat and then we can get today's show started. And as you can see by the title of today's show is titled, Is Cornel West Really for Black America and Worth Our Votes? Now I see the ones are coming in. That's perfect. That's great. So we can get started with today's live stream. And we shouldn't be here too long. And normally when you say that, you're cursing yourself. That means it's going to turn into an hour live stream, but we really shouldn't be here too long. We really should. I'm going to try to make this relatively quick right now. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not that excited about today's stream because I really like Cornel West. I've always liked Cornel West. And I know some of you are probably watching this and be like, man, stop being so apologetic. I can't help it. I like Cornel West. I always have. So it's kind of one of those deals like, oh, man, bro, I hated that it had to be you. I hate it. I really do. I hate it. But I have to offer up the same kind of critique to him that I would to, anybody else that I see our people or a good segment of our folks are very excited about, right? A lot of our people are excited about Cornel West running. And they're saying that, oh, I'm gonna vote for Cornel and things of that nature. And when I see this level of excitement, or this kind of chatter, around someone that it appears that we will want to be voting for, then it's like, well, I got to see what he's really about, what his platform is really about, and offer up an honest critique, right? So with that being said, that's what I'm going to do today. And like I said, it shouldn't take too long. And like Christopher Perkins said, give us the truth, TD, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. But I also believe too, as well, that if this was to get back to Cornel West, which I doubt it would, I would think that he would understand as well, because the kind of critique that I'm going to be giving to him is the kind of critique that he gave Obama for 8 years straight. And we championed him for that. We championed him for that. But now you're running for president, Mr. West, and it's your turn now. And it is what it is. It's your turn now. So what I want to do is that I want to go to his actual website, right? And I want to take a look at his actual policies and what he has on here. So let's do that very quickly. Let's take a look at Cornel West policies, right? So as you can see here, we're in the policies section of Cornel West website. And when you come here, this is literally all that it is, right? As you can see in the upper left-hand corner, Cornel West for president, just so you could all see this is his, website. And when you come down here to policies, it's a lot of just generic progressive bullet points. That's it. Create true democracy, revitalize our economy, Medicare for all, end the wars, expand civil liberties, and protect the environment. I don't see anything on here by way of a Black agenda at all. I don't see anything on here concerning reparations for the descendants of American slavery at all. I see a bunch of progressive bullet points that I would expect to see on any other, progressive or so-called progressive candidate that's running for president, as it pertains to things like Medicare for all and end all wars, right? Now, some people will say, right? They'll say, hey, well, he's running with the Green Party, right? Cornel West is running with the Green Party. And if you go to the Green Party's website, if you go to their, policies and platform section, they actually have reparations as an issue on their platform, right? The Green Party. And Cornel West is running under the Green Party banner. So for some people, that counts for them. That's more than enough. But for me, my apologies. I was just getting some things out the way. But for me, that isn't enough. That being on the Green Party's website doesn't mean anything to me. And I'll show it to you very quickly as well, and I'll explain to you why also. But here it goes. Here's the Green Party platform, right? And you can see right here, they have reparations on here, right? Wait, I don't think my fault. I still have the camera on me. Here it goes. So yeah, the Green Party, they do have reparations as part of their issues and platform section, right? It's there. I'll zoom in a little more so you can see it, right? To the reparations for United States Afro descendants, i.e. Black Americans and African Americans. But the thing is that your average person, and especially, your average, we'll just say, Black American, right? They're not going to be coming to the Green Party platform to see what Cornel West is all about. They're going to type him in on Google and they're going to go to his website and they're not going to see anything there but the typical bullet points of your average everyday progressive that would be running as a candidate, right? And now some people would say also, I know some people would probably say, well, you got to go watch the interview, right, that Cornel West did with Tim Black. And I had an opportunity to watch some of it. I didn't finish it all, but with that being said, also me being who I am, I didn't finish it all, right? And it was a good interview. Like, you should check it out. I'm not going to say anything negative about it, but to the degree that they discussed reparations and a Black agenda with Tim Black, right? If it's not officially a part of your platform on your site, it doesn't mean anything. Because then what that signals to me is, and I'm not saying that this is true because I'm not in the mind of Cornel West, but what that signals to me is that you're trying to hide, right? Whatever it is we're led to believe you want to do for Black people. This is that whole thing. And we've done this before. Oh, he can't say that he's going to do anything for Black people out loud because then nobody would vote for him. We've played that game before. We've actually been playing that our entire political lives, right? And that should have died with Obama, because that's what everybody said about Obama. Oh, he just can't come out and be for Black folks like that. He can't say reparations. He can't say he's going to do this and can't say he's going to do that, right? Because then nobody will vote for him. We've done that already. We've played that game before, right? That doesn't work. If you're not willing to say what you're going to do for Black folks out loud, and saying it out loud would be actually having it on your actual website concerning policies. If you're not actually willing to place that on here for the public to see, then that tells me that you're not serious about those things concerning reparations or a Black agenda overall. It's not serious. You're not serious. And you don't want to have it on there because you don't want to mess up how many votes you may or may not get if you say you're championing Black Americans too loud. That tells me that you're scared, right? And if you're scared, then that means that if you were to get in office, like Obama, right? And now, like, I guess we can throw Biden and Harris in the mix. When you get in there, it's going to be the same old, same old. You're not going to do anything for Black folks, right? Especially if you can't say what you're going to do out loud. All right. And like I said, once again, when you come on his party platform, on his website here, on his platform, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. And you're just left to assume. You're left to assume, like with Barack Obama, that he's going to look out for you. And how did that work? It didn't work out at all because he did nothing for you, right? And once again, going back to, I didn't want to lose this as well. If I didn't say this already, going back to where some people would say, oh, well, you should go and listen to Cornel West when he did the interview with Tim Black. That respectfully, because I'm not speaking out against Tim Black. I like Tim Black. I don't have anything against Tim Black, but people aren't going to do that. They're not. Now, you can make the point and argue, well, people need to go do their own research and things like that. You should be going to, that sounds good. But the reality is people aren't going to go do that. They're not going to go listen to a 41-minute, 45-minute interview with Cornel West, with Tim Black. They're not going to do that. They're going to go to his website. And if it's not there, it's not there. And one of the things that was discussed on, it was after, I believe it was either before the Cornel West interview that he did or afterwards. Tim Black did put out a really good video that Rob sent me from Blacklight Revelations 2, right? He sent me this video of Tim Black. And he was discussing Cornel West, and he was discussing how Black Americans should, if I remember correctly, use Cornel West as leverage him against the Democrats, right? Leverage him against the Democrats. And I guess you could say that would be done by way of, shifting all of our support to him, which would then force Democrats to have to acknowledge the fact that, hey, if we're not speaking directly to Black America's issues and problems and telling them what we're going to do for them directly, then look, they're not going to vote for us. And they're going to vote for Cornel West. But when Rob from Blacklight Revelations to the YouTube channel, when he spoke on that, because he did react to that Tim Black video, when he spoke to that, Rob asked a question, and it was a really good question. He said, is Cornel West willing to be leveraged, right? And what I believe Rob means by that when he asked the question, is Cornel West willing to be leveraged, is that if he's willing to be leveraged, then for what Tim Black is saying to work on Cornel West's official platform, you would have to have a clear Black agenda on there and reparations, even if reparations wasn't on there, but a clear-cut Black agenda on your official platform. It would have to be there, because then it shows, oh, look at Black Americans. When a presidential candidate came about and had a clear-cut Black agenda on his official platform, and he supports reparations, and look at how they all congregated over there, that's what actually forces the Democrats to go, okay, we're going to have to take a step back. We might actually have to put the benign neglect policy to the side and actually offer up tangibles to Black Americans. Because look at how they all shifted to Cornel West when he offered up tangibles as a presidential candidate. But as it stands, Cornel West is not offering that to Black Americans. He isn't. And that's not what I say, because that's what I think and how I feel. Once again, that's what his official platform states, right? And if he's not offering that, then Black Americans simply shifting over to Cornel West, it's not going to have the same effect as one would like to believe by way of using him as leverage. Because what it shows is, well, at the moment, Black Americans are just having a little hissy fit, right? They're saying they'll go to Cornel West, and maybe they will this time, but they'll be back, because Cornel West isn't offering anything up to you anyways, just like we're not offering you up anything. Neither one of us are offering you anything. You're just upset and throwing a little hissy fit for the moment, but you'll be back, right? So they won't have to offer up anything. They can just fall back and rely on the fact that, you will be back, right? And essentially, I guess you will be, right? So that's the problem with him not having an actual Black agenda on his official platform. That needs to be there. Reparations needs to be there. And if it's not there, then you cannot go off the assumption like you did with Barack Obama that, oh, well, once he gets into office, that's when he's going to get activated. That's not true. There's no evidence that proves that to be true. All evidence shows that if they don't have it on their website, if they don't have it there, then they're not going to do it. If we're being completely, and some of you are going to be mad at me about this, but that's okay. If we're being completely honest, you're better off voting for Marianne Williamson, because at least on her platform, she has reparations on there, right? You're better off doing that. You would be better off, right? And like I said, some of you guys would probably be mad and you'll disagree that I'm saying this, but you'll be all right. You'll get over it. But you'd be better off if we all congregated and used her as leverage and voted for Marianne Williamson, because she actually has reparations on her platform, than we would be if we did for Cornel West. Because Cornel West doesn't have not even an ounce, an iota of a black agenda on his platform. At least Marianne Williamson has reparations on her platform. Am I making logical sense? Does that make sense? I believe that I'm making sense. I believe that everything that I'm saying makes logical sense, you know, but I don't know. Maybe some of you all might disagree with me. Okay. And that's all right, as long as you respectfully disagree. But I believe that what I'm saying makes all the sense in the world. There are currently 340 of you in here right now. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. Okay. Hit the like button so that this video goes out throughout the YouTube algorithm, and YouTube knows that people are actually interested in this content and in this live stream, and it will send it out to those who are like-minded and are seeking, you know, this type of information. What's good? Sincere love to God. I see you, brother. Also, if you haven't already, please share this video out on your social media platforms so everyone knows that I'm currently live. And if you're new to the channel, please make sure you hit the like button as well as the bell notification next to the like button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. And also, I want to shout out, thank you, Jabari, for being the first person to show love and contribute to the channel via Cash App. And also, thank you very much, Jay Truck, for being the second person to contribute to today's live stream. I appreciate the contributions that come to this channel. It's definitely needed, much appreciated, and does not go unnoticed. And thank you very much, Jerry Early, as well, for being the third person to contribute to today's stream. I appreciate it. Thank you all very much for rewarding me, you know, by way of financial contributions for the work that I put in here on this channel. Now, I want to get into a very interesting interview that I did watch with Cornel West on Fox News. And I know some of you would be like, oh, you're going to play a Fox News, you know, interview, but you didn't want to play him on Tim Black. No, this actually, with respect to Tim Black, I want to say, with respect to Tim Black, this interview, in my opinion, means a little bit more, because he's being asked very direct questions concerning Black Americans, but by a conservative white woman on a notoriously conservative channel, Fox News. And I believe that his response to her concerning what she says, to me, it speaks volumes and says a lot in terms of the direction that Cornel West is going with his platform and with his presidential campaign. So I want to play this for you now. It's really just one segment. I might play the other. There's something else is also that they discuss, but this, I was really disappointed. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to play this for you right now. And man, I was disappointed in Cornel West, his answer. But let me play this for you right now.
Yeah, yes, I want to ask you about an open border. I mean, take it away from Trump. The border is essentially open today. If you want to come into the country, you can come in, which the liberals have all said they're always for. They like the idea of an open border. Do you think an open border has helped the plight of African Americans in cities like Chicago, in New York, St. Louis, Baltimore, Oakland, San Francisco? Has it helped their standard of living?
Well, I mean, one is that you first always have to begin at the top. You have to look at the ways in which the business people and the property owners bring in cheap labor in order to keep the wages low. That's why I support not just trade union movements. That's why I support the various strikes that's on the way this summer, to make sure working people gain concessions, because
you sound
those
like
at the
Ron
top
DeSantis.
seem to be so greedy. They
That's
seem to be
what
so
Ron
greedy.
DeSantis says.
No, but
Yeah.
no. But the problem with DeSantis is he's got the xenophobic.
He says they're trying to lower wages,
He's got the xenophobic
Cornel.
dimension to it. But I want the immigrants and the workers of all colors to come together against the bosses. DeSantis still has too much xenophobia for me, and that's a radical difference between right-wing populists and highly left-oriented people in love with poor and working people, no matter what color.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. The fact that he can't answer that question openly and honestly. Cornel West is an academic. He's an intellectual. he's far from obviously unintelligent and not knowing what's going on. Cornel West knows good and doggone well that illegal immigration negatively impacts the Black community. He knows good and doggone well the history of migration overall, right? Since the descendants of American slavery were released from slavery. I always make reference to this book, The Back of the Hiring Line. Immigration has never been a net positive for Black Americans. It has always been a net negative for Black Americans. And there is a big difference between immigration today and illegal immigration. What people will do now, like the Al Sharptons of the world, Andy Roland Martins of the world, right? Without over explaining it, because I'm actually going to get into that on another kind of live stream, right? But currently, as it stands today, regular migration will say, which is the statistic that liberals and Democrats like to go off of when they say, oh, no, it's not true. This doesn't negatively impact Black America. Regular immigration by way of those coming in legally, right? With H-1B visas, right? Or those coming in and going straight to the universities, those like from Nigeria and whatnot. They come in and they come in on the pipeline that takes them straight to the university, right? Black Americans, by and large, and some of you are going to be mad that I'm saying this, but I'm telling the truth, right? It's not a dig, right? What I'm saying is not a dig. But as it pertains to those that are coming in from, let's say, India and China or whatever country on H-1B visas and going straight to tech jobs that are paying them $100,000 a year, respectfully, you're not competing with them. When it comes to those that are coming from here straight to the universities, respectfully, you're not competing with them. That's why, as it pertains to current modern day immigration, right? And when they pull those data and statistics up and compare it to Black America, they can say, oh, this doesn't affect you. That's all right-wing liberal, that's all right-wing nonsense. But what they won't do is look at the data surrounding illegal immigration and its negative impact on Black America. They won't look at that because that data is very clear cut, plain, that illegal immigration is horrible for us. It's horrible for us because we're actually competing with them for jobs. We're actually competing with them, right? For the resources and things of that nature that we need. Now, that's a whole nother talking point. That's a whole nother live stream. It's a whole nother discussion concerning, that, right? Concerning the fact that we're still competing with those that are coming in the border illegally versus competing with those that are coming in by way of H-1B visas and whatnot. But at the end of the day, like I said, respectfully, the truth is the truth. And that's how they're able to manipulate that situation. And one of the ways that they're also able to manipulate this situation as well is because technically the borders are open. If the borders are technically open, then they're not illegal immigrants. So therefore, you're not having an illegal immigrant issue because if the borders are open, we're welcoming them in, right? I'm trying to show you how they play games with you guys. This is how they play games with you. This is how they play with statistics and numbers and stuff, right? And it disappointed me a great deal that Cornel West wasn't willing to be honest. He wasn't willing to be honest there and speak about the negative impacts that illegal immigration and that current open border policy has on Black America. It is horrible for us. It's horrible. And he was unwilling to be honest about it. And what's equally as disappointing, and I don't like using the terms like dangerous rhetoric and things of that nature. That's, leftist Democratic Party talking point, right? But I will be honest. It's the fact that being honest about the effects of illegal immigration on the Black community and open border and the current open border policy is negative effects on the Black community. The fact that that's been designated a right-wing talking point is dangerous, because that means you're not allowed to talk about it without being labeled as some crazed right-winger, right? So now if you speak on how that negatively impacts us, you're immediately and automatically dismissed as some MAGA-loving DeSantis warrior, right? So we're not even able to discuss that without being immediately dismissed. Meanwhile, folks are pouring on into the country, being placed in Black neighborhoods all across Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles been lost, right? And we're just supposed to pretend like it's not an issue. And that's exactly what Cornel West just did. He pretended that it wasn't an issue. And if you're going to pretend that something as serious as that, and this is something that I've actually been speaking on, as many of you know, for what, like all this year, I think starting last year, like late last year, it's a serious issue. And he was unwilling to tell the truth about it. And I'm not interested in the reasons for why. Oh, he'll be tossed to the side as a right wing. I don't care. The truth is the truth. And he wasn't willing to tell the truth. Right. So to me, that speaks volumes, man. In between not having, you know, as I showed you all before, in between not having any type of Black agenda at all whatsoever, in between not having a Black agenda at all whatsoever on his platform, not having reparations anywhere on here, on his platforms, on his official platform. Once again, to me, that tells me that, yeah, in rhetoric, if you're talking to, we'll just say, I keep using Tim Black as the example because, you know, Tim Black is, you know, who he discussed those things with Tim Black. He talked about reparations and things of that nature and, you know, his love of Black people. If you're only willing to discuss these kind of things with Tim Black, then that means you're only willing to discuss it kind of in silent, if that makes sense, right? To those few Black folks that will actually see it, okay, I said it to y'all over here, right? You know, I'm over here on Tim Black, and I, you know, yo, yeah, reparations, the Black agenda. Oh, you know, I love Black people. You know, I'll say it over here where, respectfully to Tim Black, respectfully, there's not that many people listening, right? I'll say it over here, but where everybody has access to see what I'm really about, I won't say it here. I'm not going to say it here, right? And then when I was on the channel where millions of people have access to, right, to Fox News, when I was here, I was unwilling to tell the truth about the issues that plague the Black community here as well. So this is now 2 times on your official platform, you're unwilling to be on our side. And in front of millions of people on Fox News, you are unwilling to tell the truth about those things that negatively impact the Black community. And with that, for the moment being, I can't throw no support behind Cornel West. That's just me personally. That's just me. I still personally like the brother. Like I said, for those of you who are just now coming into today's stream, I wasn't happy about making this stream because I genuinely have always liked Cornel West, but I have to be honest and offer him up the same critique that I would offer anyone that is looking to appeal to Black America for their votes. Okay, you're looking to appeal to us for our votes. Well, where's your Black agenda? Nowhere. Reparations? Nowhere. You're on Fox News in front of millions of people. You had an opportunity to really speak to an issue that's negatively affecting the Black community concerning current open borders, and illegal immigration. You won't tell the truth about that either. That says all that needs to be said to me, you know, until some changes are made with him. But I don't know, man. I can't support him on this. I can't support him on this. And I want to thank those of you. I want to thank you. I think it's Steffi, right? Steffi says, point taken. He seems to be getting up to speed and open to input. Don't think he's scared. Definitely not Obama. I mean, you know, we'll see. we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully this gets back to him. Like I said, I'm nobody, right? Who am I, right? Who am I? My little old YouTube channel. Who am I? But, hopefully, the same way when I made my video about Marianne Williamson and reparations, the same way that got back to her camp and they immediately made sure to add reparations on her website. The same way when I put Jim Clyburn on blast about lying about the 10-20-30 plan, and how it helped and benefited Black America. And I exposed the fact by way of his own research paper that none of this money went to Black America. His people immediately deleted the 10-20-30 report off of his website right after that live stream, like within the hour. And Marianne Williamson's team, they actually updated the website within the hour as well, adding reparations after I put that on blast. I'm hoping that some changes will be made as well. I'm hoping some changes will be made with Cornel West's campaign and his website and his rhetoric when he's in public speaking in front of millions of people on Fox News, right? Not just when you're with Tim Black on his channel, right? So anyways, that's all I got for you guys, man. Take it for what you will. Thank you, Joe Nevels II, I believe your last name is pronounced, for the super sticker. I appreciate your support, brother. Thank you very much. And thank you to everyone that have shown support on today's channel. Thank you very much. It is definitely much appreciated. Please hit the like button on your way out. There are 410 of you in here right now. Hit the like button on your way out. And also share this video on your social media platforms and follow me on Telegram if you haven't already. Remember, the goal is to reach 1,000 followers on Telegram by the end of this year, 6 months away. I think we're at 248 people now. The Telegram link is pinned to the live chat above right now. It's in the description box below, and I will have it pinned in the comment section as well after the stream is over. So thank you all for your time. I appreciate you all joining me today, and for all of you who contributed. And I will catch you. I'll catch you guys soon. I will see you all very, very soon. Peace and have a good night.